This is a short tutorial on WH questions. We've talked about deep structure and surface structure in class, and questions are good illustrations of this aspect of mental grammar. Let's look at the following WH questions, and remember that they're called WH questions because most question words start with the letters WH. These don't take a yes-no answer, but rather an entire phrase. So for example, what did you cook? The answer could be pasta. When did he arrive? This morning. Who did they see in the park? Sarah. Where will you buy the tickets? At the box office. Why did Izzy scream? Because the dog bit her. How did he make the cookies? From a mix. The deep structure of a WH question starts with a declarative sentence. So in what do you cook, the subcategorization feature of the verb expects a direct object or a noun phrase to follow it. So what did you cook? You cooked pasta. When did he arrive? He arrived on Friday. Who did they see in the park? They saw Sarah in the park. Where will you buy the tickets? You bought the tickets at the box office. Why did Izzy scream? Izzy screamed because a dog bit her. How did he make the cookies? He made the cookies from a mix. But of course, we don't know the answer to the question, so we use a WH word as a stand-in, a type of pronoun for the phrase. And this is generated in the deep structure in the position in which we expect them to appear. What did you cook? You cooked pasta. You cooked what? When did he arrive? He arrived on Friday. He arrived when? Where will you buy the tickets? You will buy the tickets where? Let's do a tree diagram of the first question. What did you cook? We'll note that C here is marked with +Q, indicating that this is going to be a question. Also note that because we have nothing in tense, such as an auxiliary verb, we have to use the do support rule. And it's going to be marked into the past tense because that's part of the information that we have in the tense marker. The next thing is that we'll see the movement of T to the C position. And after that movement, a trace will be left behind in that old T position. The final transformation that we're going to have is the movement of MP to the specifier of C position. This is where our question word actually results into its final position. And this movement will also leave a trace behind. Let's look at one final example. Where will you buy the tickets? That's the surface structure, but the deep structure of that would be you will buy the tickets where? So I've drawn the tree, and I want to draw your attention, however, to the verb phrase here. I did leave out the specifier position of the verb phrase because we haven't had to use it so far. So because by is now actually subcategorizing for an object, or an MP in this case, and a location, which I'm going to say is the prepositional phrase here, I've had to actually use our adjuncting rule in order to replicate V bar. So when this happens, remember that V bar becomes rewritten as V bar with a prepositional phrase on the right-hand side, another complement phrase, and then we can actually do V bar going to its head and then another complement phrase down below. So as we start this, we have will, which is located under tense, and as a modal verb, that's where it will be located. So we don't need a do support rule here. So we can start with the move T to C. And so this entire unit will actually move right up here to the C position while leaving a trace behind. The next movement that we have is moving our WH word to its appropriate position, its surface structure. So in this case, we're going to move the whole prepositional phrase to the specifier of P position. And that will finally leave behind a trace. So our end result is the appropriate surface structure. Where will you buy the tickets?